All right, so good morning, everyone. Welcome, Cheryl from Australia. Pleased to have you here.
Thank you.
So interested to hear from you and from Dawn as to what your interest is and why you've joined us today, and what we can discuss that might assist. So I don't know if
maybe I should just give Cheryl a quick rundown of what the whole thing is.
Sure.
I normally invite a lot of people, ask them just to have a look at the web page of what we've done. So Cheryl, just so you know that this is a four-way chamber. We members of the four-way chamber, and we put together this virtual trade show in the first 21 days of lockdown. And it's going to be from the 11th of June to the 22nd of June.
19th, Dawn.
Oh, sorry.
19th to the 22nd, 4 days.
From the 11th of June to the 22nd, sorry, the 19th of June to the 22nd of June, apologies. And this Cheryl will give any business a platform to exhibit their products or services. With the COVID story, everybody's in a turmoil now because businesses, most of them have come to a grinding halt. So that was the thought of putting this virtual trade show together so everybody can have a platform still to have exposure anywhere in the world, 24/7. So it's quite a great platform, Cheryl. And as I said to you, if you know of other companies that would like to exhibit, you would then also get a commission basis based on that.
Okay. It's a great idea.
Good, thanks. Yeah, so tell us, Cheryl, a little bit about you. You're in Oz. Where in Oz?
I'm in Melbourne
Okay.
at present. I'm actually stuck in Melbourne with my daughter. I've been here since October last year, and I've just been granted a bridging visa to stay for a bit longer, and I've applied for a further stay visa because I actually can't get back to South Africa or actually anywhere else in the world. I've been traveling for a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I come to be in Australia at present.
All right. Okay. And obviously Dawn brought you into this because she believed you've got some.
Well, I've known Dawn for nearly 20 years.
Okay,
I started working with her in the exhibition industry many years ago and worked for her for a long time.
Okay.
And have been in the exhibition industry ever since about the year 2001.
Okay, fantastic. So you're very familiar with the traditional ways of doing trade fairs?
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. Yeah. And do you still have lots of contacts in the industry?
Some, not too many, but I do keep contact with some of my contacts that I've, some of the relationships that I've formed over the years have become important to me. So I've stayed in touch with them. Yes.
Excellent. Okay, fantastic. Well, welcome, and glad to
Thank you.
You're on board. Yeah. So we are there any I mean, obviously Dawn's told you a little, and she's mentioned something now in terms of this introduction, but are there any specific questions or thoughts or comments you'd like to make?
Well, I'm not too sure how the whole thing is going to work. So if there is a company who is interested in exhibiting or participating, how do they go about it? And that's what I'd really like to know.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's start there. I mean, it's a good place to start. So we'll kick off there. So yeah, in essence, as Dawn mentioned, the trade fair will run from the 20. Now I'm getting my numbers mixed up, Dawn. You got me confused as well. From the 19th.
Called lockdown.
Yeah, it's called lockdown. Lockdown mentality. From the 19th to the 22nd of June. That's when the actual trade fair itself will be open for exhibitors and visitors and speakers. We're going to be having speakers for each of the 4 days. One speaker every hour for 8 hours during local time here anyway. But there'll be recorded events as well, which people can obviously review at their own time. From an exhibitor point of view, they can be invited by someone like yourself if you're interested as a promoter, and if you would like to promote the trade fair, you'll link up with Dawn on her promoter code. That will give you access to 15% commission on any sales that are made, using your promoter code. So anybody that you introduce that actually becomes an exhibitor, you stand in line to get 15% commission on those sales. The ticket prices for exhibitors are starting at 7,500 Rand for the 4-day event. And we've also got a premium package, which is at 13,500 Rand, which includes a virtual mall, which is something we'll be putting up after the trade fair for exhibitors to move their digital products and services and offerings into, which will then be a 24/7 operation. So for that 13,500, they'll get access to that for a full year as well after the trade show. So those are essentially the two ticket prices, if you like, at this point in time. Those are on an early bird special at the moment at that price. That early bird special will expire on the 5th of June, when the full ticket price will kick into effect, which will be 17,500 Rand for the trade fair and 31,000 Rand for the trade fair bundled with the virtual mall. And on top of that, we're also offering 4S Chamber memberships in both ticket prices, part of the early bird special as well as part of the full ticket price. So if you come in on the early bird special, you get an annual basic chamber membership, 4S Chamber membership, which is a local chamber that Dawn is a member of and we're all members of. At the bundled version, where you get the mall as well as the trade fair, you come in as a premium member for a year, which is an additional 10,000 Rand benefit for the year that you actually join. So we believe massive value is being added into these ticket prices and this opportunity for people to come in. I think the beauty of the current situation in the world is it's enabled us to go global, as Dawn said. There's now no geographical restrictions in terms of who we offer this to or what we're offering. We're becoming part of networking organizations across the globe at the moment. So, benefit everybody in business wherever they might be. I mean, we've got connections in Bali, in the UK, in Australia, and various other places. So we're really looking to extend this out as far and as wide as possible. So in a nutshell, I think that's the framework that it's going to operate in. The trade fair itself, traditionally trade fairs might have had a vertical theme. And in this instance, we have no vertical theme for the trade fair as a whole. It's anybody who wants to exhibit, if people want to create themes within this particular trade show, that's a possibility. So you might find a big organization that wants to have a specific theme, provided they give us enough lead time and they come in now, we can look at providing themed elements to the trade show as well. Part of that basic package is some setup of your store. So there's an e-commerce store involved, which is there for you to populate with your products and services. There's a basic template in terms of the way your stand or your exhibit will look. But again, if people want to customize that, there'll be people like designs who will offer customizing services for people who are prepared to pay a little bit extra to have their own look and feel developed for them in the trade fair. So yeah, I think in a nutshell, that's probably a mouthful to start off with, Cheryl. So does that give you some insight?
Yes, it definitely does. Yeah.
Okay. Any thoughts or questions on that?
Yeah. No, one of the questions that I have is it so anyone in the world can exhibit and anyone in the world can visit and
promote. Yeah.
And promote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. And speak. So we've got the four opportunities, if you like. So it's exhibitors, promoters, speakers, and visitors. Yeah.
Okay.
And what we're offering to promoters specifically is if you bring in an exhibitor, just as an additional sort of cherry on the top of the whole thing, you can tell your exhibitors that they will be allocated 250 free visitor tickets for their own customers and databases. So they can invite people for free. Normal visitors will pay 50 Rand to visit the fair, and again, that's on an early bird special, 150 Rand after the 5th of June. So nice to be able to dish out invites to your database to join the event.
Okay. And then just another question for someone like me who would like to promote, you know, the space to an exhibitor. Is there any kind of literature or anything that I can lay my hands on in order to, like if I phone somebody and I'm talking to them about it, is there information at my fingertips to do that?
Yes, we have a presentation. I think Gavin is also busy trying to just condense that into a simple sort of 3 or 4 pager as well. But certainly from designs you can get quite a bit of information. You know, if people are looking for technical information, they can come to Gavin, who's on this call as well, or to myself, and we can help them with technical info. Or Alex, you know, Dawn's. There's Gavin. Alex, Dawn's son, who's also involved on the technical elements of the whole process. So, and you know, the website's up already, so you know people can visit the website and you know see the various elements that are there as well. So yeah, there's quite a bit on offer. So you can get all of that once you've signed up as a promoter. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right.
We have made a PowerPoint as well.
Yes. Yeah.
We have made a PowerPoint. Cheryl, I don't know if you remember Irene Clue. She's working for us now. So Irene, how do you remember her?
Yes, Abel.
Yeah, she unfortunately couldn't get onto this. She's normally on with us, but she's got no power. She did text me. So her and I put together a PowerPoint, but I think Trevor's going to think it's a bit long. We haven't managed to get it 7 pages, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Trev, you wanted to comment here?
Yeah, please. Hi, Cheryl. My name is Trevor.
Hi, Trevor.
Hi. My question is first to Dawn. Dawn, why did you believe Cheryl was important to get here? Do you see this as an opportunity for Cheryl? Just what's in your head? And then I'm going to ask Cheryl, why would she be interested in this? So I want to know what her potential interest is. But let's have a look what stimulated you to invite Cheryl to us.
Well, I think Cheryl would be motivated to be a promoter. I think she has got quite a network of business people per se, not necessarily just the people in the industry that she knows. She knows a lot of other business people that may be interested on this platform, and I think she would be interested in promoting the expo for that reason.
So Cheryl, has Dawn read you correctly?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And this Melbourne, I've got a cousin in there, so he taught me all about Melbourne as opposed to Melbourne. So if you find my cousin, his name is Brian Hart. What is your surname, Cheryl?
Dunne, D-U-N-N-E.
D-U-N-N-E. Got it.
As in, I'm a done deal.
You're a done deal.
You're a done deal. I like the sound of that.
And are you going to be an international traveler? Are you going to remain in Melbourne, or are you coming back to South Africa?
I'll be traveling probably around for the next few years. But the COVID virus has just put a spanner in the works, and I'm stuck where I am now. And while I'm stuck here, I might as well make the most of it and try and do something other than just sit around gardening and cooking, you know.
Yep. And it's created this massive opportunity for us. The interest levels that are coming in from all over the world on this are fascinating. But what we're looking for is people to actually drive the concept to their databases. So your contact database that Dawn talks about, what size is this database, Cheryl?
Well, if you're looking at size, I mean, I'm an artist as well, so I've got a lot of art contacts, and by that I don't mean gimmicky stuff, but I'm also very into health and wellness. So I've also traveled a great deal now, so I've got all those sort of contacts in place as well. So in France, I've got a huge contact, a huge amount of people within things like decking. And when I say decking, the paint that they put on decking. I know people who've got a huge company that actually do all the boats along the French Riviera. So, you know, things like that, they want to expand. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, so, and I mean, if you just analyze the pricing here, I mean, this is priced in rands. It's tuppenny halfpenny for everyone else.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's
outside
not
of the
much at
country.
all.
Yeah, and so the opportunity is now to hit it. And really what stimulated this is out of our membership base at the chamber here, because we all are involved in the Four Ways Chamber here in Johannesburg. We created this as an opportunity for members at the chamber to add a virtual component to their marketing mix. Because most people sitting twiddling their thumbs and saying, okay, we'll wait until lockdown is finished. And they tend to think that business is going to go back to normal. I've put onto our Facebook sites and websites, people are talking that this thing could last anything from a year to 18 months, if not longer. And we can't afford to waste. So we developed it as that. And now the concept is ready to springboard. So the trick here is for you to get your promoter code as quickly as possible. So Ivan, have you already set up that you're going to be sending across to Cheryl the response, or do you want to push it to a link? In fact,
Dawn,
you handle how you want to handle it.
Dawn, I'm sure has already sent her the
Dawn does
details.
that.
So,
I will send Cheryl the link. Cheryl, so you'll have a link which is marked under, and then when you register, you'll get your own ID number.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
yeah. So what's
I'm happy to
key
do that.
about So what's key about that, Cheryl, and we had a chat on another session a little bit earlier about this. So as I say, Dawn will send you that link. The process you'll go through then is just registering an account with Quicket, which is the organization that's selling all the tickets for the event. They will then send you your own private promoter link, which will then link in. So when you invite somebody to register as an exhibitor, they must do that using the link that you send them. And that will link them directly to you as your client, your sale, and then you'll be able to track that within the Quicket system. You know that you'll have a login to, you know, by virtue of you registering. And then once the event is complete, Quicket will pay you directly from the proceeds of the event.
Okay.
So it's quite important that you use that link that, as I say, Dawn sent you, and just it's a very simple registration process on Quicket. Dawn's been through it herself, and then you get your promoter link to use. So yeah, it's.
Cheryl, I'll send it to you just now, and then what happens every day, as I said to you, Monday to Friday, 12 to 12:30, we have this quick Zoom just for questions and answers, just to go through. You know, and you're welcome to invite anybody. I did invite about 8 people, so it is a process you just have to keep going through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also record these sessions, Cheryl, and I'll post them onto YouTube at during the course of the day after the session is finished. So if there's anything that you heard that you couldn't quite remember, you want to go back and review, you can pop onto our YouTube channel and review them there as well. So there's a repository of information that we're keeping there for people that have participated and are interested. So that's also available as a resource. Good. Any other comments, questions, points people would like to make?
I just want to check, did anyone get in touch with Nikki Robertson?
Trev, it's one of the speakers.
I sent you the email with her details.
Okay, Trevor's shaking his head. Yeah, Trevor's got a list of people he needs to get hold of in terms of the speaker, the speaker opportunities. So it's on his to-do list.
So Cheryl, the speakers will be of any topic whatsoever. So there's going to be specialists in a broad range of topics, which is going to be very interesting. So
yeah, and there's, sorry, Dawn.
What's going to happen?
Yeah, and you know, there's no charge for people to speak. So you know, if you have people who are interested in speaking and presenting, you know, something on a specific topic, they can register. There's a link on the front page of the website that they can just pop in their details and the topic they want to talk on, and that info comes through to us, and you know, we're collating that and going to schedule and get back to the speakers in due course. Yeah, so the website is virtualtradefair.africa. That's our logo behind me. You can see there. So there you go.
Okay.
Did you, Dawn, well, so maybe I should ask Cheryl, when Dawn sent you the invite here, did it take you through a little registration process where you put in your name and your email address?
Yes, yes. On the website, it actually asked me, so I've put in everything there.
Okay, fantastic.
And that's how I got onto. That's how I got onto this call tonight.
Okay, excellent. So
yeah,
that also puts you on a little mailing list, and we'll be popping out some emails in due course as well on to that mailing list, just keeping people up to date and in the loop, and you know, and what's happening, and any useful information. So we'll get you on that as well.
So can I just ask another question?
Yeah.
So the virtual trade fair runs from the 19th to the 22nd of June, and then will people be able to access it afterwards as well, or?
No, so the virtual trade fair is a fixed period event, so the 19th to 22nd. But as I said earlier, what we're offering people is the virtual mall, which is it'll roll out after the event for those who want to take up that you know, that possibility, and that will allow them just to migrate all the stuff they've done for the virtual trade fair onto the mall, and that'll be a 24/7.
And then that is at an additional cost.
If you sign in at the second price I mentioned, the 13,500 rand, that gets bundled in for 12 months as part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
that's quite a massive additional benefit for really a nominal amount of an extra 6,000 rand. Yeah. And they get the chamber membership, premium chamber membership for a year as well.
Okay.
Ivan, if I could just jump in there. Cheryl, the virtual mall stuff, essentially whoever is on the trade fair and decides to go virtual mall, whatever they've put on the trade fair automatically migrates to the virtual mall. So there's no extra work to get onto the virtual mall if you've chosen that option. Obviously, those who haven't chosen the virtual mall will not be there. But those who have been on the trade fair and have chosen the virtual mall will automatically be on the virtual mall.
Okay. And then can I just ask another question? So what does this virtual trade fair offer an exhibitor, which they wouldn't get just with a normal website that's on the internet all the time, 24/7? What is it that you're offering?
Have you picked that one up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's start at the beginning here. Probably the most important thing is that most people who went to physical trade fairs usually didn't have an online presence. So the first benefit is it's giving people an online presence that didn't have one. And on top of it, that e-commerce capability is built in. So they don't have to set up an e-commerce store. It's already done. They just join. Payment gateways, all that sort of stuff tidied up, done. The second, to me, the big benefit is the fact that everyone who's attending is inviting their own contacts. So therefore, the contact base becomes very, very large for all of the exhibitors. Now, fairly obviously, if you've invited a contact of yours and you're one of the exhibitors, they're going to go to your stall, but they'll also have access to all the others. And that's a good way of getting sort of almost networking type invites out there. That is not normally the case with physical trade fairs. You know, normally the guys are usually area bound. Now we go wherever we like. We've got the whole world at our disposal. I think probably the most important thing, though, is it's actually forcing exhibitors to have a careful look at a couple of things. Firstly, have they got a YouTube presence? Because that's a good place to do presentations. Secondly, have they got an e-commerce presence? If they have, great. If they haven't, guess what? Click a button, here you go. You've got an e-commerce presence all set up. Thirdly, it's also forcing people to rethink the manner in which they market, because the internet is now, because of what's happened around the world, probably the most important element of marketing in your marketing mix. So there's quite a lot of stuff that it's forcing people to do, and now they can do it with help, which makes a huge difference, because the learning curve to do this on your own, if you haven't done it before, is extremely large. So those are probably the major things at the moment. Does that answer your question? Does that impress? Does that not impress?
That kind of does answer my questions, and I'll get more information from Dawn.
Okay. Go for it, Dawn.
Yeah, I just wanted to also add, Gavin, on a traditional exhibition, when visitors visit the stand, Cheryl, you collect all those leads. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to go through all those leads and contact all those people after the exhibition. Whereas on the virtual show, it's all there already. So you can have an automated mailing out email to all of them. It's all there already.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one of the real keys for me is you've now got the opportunity to put your products and services in front of an audience that might never have found you before. And even if you do have a mainstream website which is e-commerce enabled, you're still not going to attract that same pool of visitors. So I think that, for me, that's one of the real big benefits of an environment like this is the eyeballs that you potentially get on your products and services, which may ultimately go back to your mainstream website after the fact. But the fact is they've now seen you in an environment where they may never have seen you before. So yeah.
Okay. And your objective for it isn't just for South African visitors, right?
No.
It's worldwide visitors.
Worldwide visitors, worldwide speakers, worldwide promoters, worldwide exhibitors. So yeah, we've as I say, we started off local because we were thinking physical, but now that we've gone virtual, those boundaries have all just dissolved, and I think it's one of the real benefits of this whole situation we find ourselves in now. And we see, Cheryl, this rolling out as a not a replacement for the physical, but as complementary to the physical going forward once the physical starts to come back, when these lockdowns eventually start to be dismantled. But we see it as an ongoing process, and we're looking to really build it up over time with, we may have another trade fair in 2 or 3 months' time, depending on demand. If this one really works well and people get excited about it, there's nothing stopping us from doing it monthly if the demand is there. And in fact, if people are looking for themed and vertical type operations as well, we're happy to engage with them in those discussions as well. So, some of your contacts, your clients may say, but hold on, I want one that is themed around this. Can you do it for me? And we're happy to engage in those discussions also. So I think, there's lots of opportunities to reach out to all corners of the globe here with this. Yeah.
Okay.
I think people
just an interesting thing I've said to quite a few people as well. This is so different we can even ignore gravity. Because the limitations of a physical fair just don't apply in the virtual realm. So, and the gravity is not a sort of insane comment. We can ignore gravity. We can build booths that hang from the roof, if you like.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's one of the elements that we didn't really mention earlier. The stand, there's no physical limitations to the size of the stand as they would have been in the real world, so people can put whatever they want on their stand. They can have clickable elements on the stand that take people to videos, take people to content, take people to brochures, take people to talks, take them into environments where they can have discussions and so on. So there's all sorts of interactivity that's actually built into the environment as well, which I think adds a whole nother element into the picture that is not that easy to replicate in the physical environment as well.
Okay.
Alrighty. Good. Okay, folks. Well, I think unless there's anything else from anybody, we hit the bottom of the hour. We've done our 30 minutes for today. Yeah, well, glad to have you on board this morning, Cheryl, and I'm sure you'll be having some.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for all of that. And then, Dawn, I'll chat to you via WhatsApp.
Perfect, Cheryl. I'll send you the code as well.
Fantastic.
Excellent. All right.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, folks.
Okay then.
Right,
Bye now.